Hey there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm James, in case we haven't met. Also want to welcome back my regular practitioners and viewers. I hope you're all having a great day, and looking forward to this core or yoga core workout. If you haven't done this before, the class usually runs about an hour or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Have a water bottle nearby, a towel. Rest when you need to, modify the positions a little bit here and there when you need to. Be mindful of the midsection and the lower back. We're focusing mainly on the core, the midsection, but in some positions you might feel the lower back straining a bit, and that's when I'll try to offer you some modifications and guidance, okay? I'll do my best not to rest that much, so that way we get a really good burner today. But do pause the video when you feel like you need to rest. Alrighty? With that said, let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and start on our back initially. I want you to hug the knees into the chest, rock a little bit side to side, or circle the knees around, massage the lower back. One thing I also want to mention is that I will be using a pair of gliders today on my carpet. There's some exercises that I do with these, which I'd like to show you. Some of you have already seen me use these before. If you don't have the gliders and you're on a wooden floor, having a pair of socks on and letting your feet sort of slide on the floor with the socks, that could work also. And of course, a couple of blocks. So if you don't have the yoga blocks, something that will allow you to place your hands on that you can kind of press off the floor. These are optional too, okay? If you're a more advanced practitioner, you might not even use the blocks. So these are just things that I use. I will leave links to these at the bottom of the video in case you're interested in purchasing these types of equipment later on, okay? Let's go ahead and come to our back. As we said earlier, we'll hug the knees in. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee in towards the right armpit here. Interlace over the shin just below the kneecap. And circle the knee around. Massage the hip joint a bit. Sometimes feels good for the lower back as well, especially if you bring it across the midline of the body and just press a little bit. Just notice how that feels for you, right? Some might press a little bit more and some might press a little bit less. Switch sides. Notice how it feels on this side for you. Maybe the left feels a little bit different than the right. Good. And let's go ahead and interlace hands behind head. Really allow the weight of the head and neck to relax here. Rest in your hands. Interlace should be firmed. Hug belly button in towards the floor to press your lower back against the floor. Try not to come up and do this with your elbows, right? I mean, if you want to stretch the neck out a little bit here, you can before we get started. But as we go through these yogi bicycles, try not to move the head so much. Keep the neck nice and relaxed, neck long, head, neck resting in your hands. Knees hover over the hips, shins parallel. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders up. Extend right foot heel. Now turn, twist a little bit to the left. Come back, inhale. Exhale up. Extend left. Turn a bit to the right now. Belly button in. Back to center, inhale. Exhale up, feet up. Hug belly in. Again, try not to press with the hands so much. Relax the head back more, but really brace through the core. Float the shins back and lower your shoulders down. Now this will be at your own pace. If you tend to bicycle like this really fast, try to refrain from that, right? We could kind of bring in more of the yoga element and connect breath to movement, okay? Let breath actually lead the movement, okay? Let's keep going. Breathing could be through the nose or through the mouth, your choice. And occasionally I'll mix it up, coming back, inhaling, feet up. Back to those bicycles. Good. Release. Relax here. Hug the knees in. Circle the knees around. Hang on to the legs. Rock back and forth. Massaging your mid-back and your lower back. Maybe with a little bit of momentum or control. Come up. Cross legs. Feet step back. Let's come into a downward facing dog. And just get a little stretch here. Feel free to walk the dog, pedal it out, bicycle out the feet here, bicycle out the knees. And if you want something more static, you can really plant the feet down and get that nice extension, really pressing floor away with the hands, sending your head towards your belly, towards your thighs. Relax the space between your ears and shoulders. Fingers wide, spread open. Hover to your plank position and lower down to your knees. Hands can be a little bit wider apart. Relax your pelvis towards the floor. Press floor weight. Maintain that lift to stretch through the ventral side of the body. Stretching through the abdominals. Shoulders back and down. Elongated neck here, right? Extending upward and slightly forward through the crown of the head. Good. Let's lower down to the belly. Today we're going to warm up the lower back and the glutes just a bit here before we come and start to do the rest of our core. So we'll start with either a baby cobra. Hands could stay down, or you could hover hands off the floor, maintaining static here. Or you could reach the hands back and swim with the feet a little bit, right? Straight legs, toes pointed, belly button hug it in as you kick through the feet like you're swimming. Energetic thighs, long neck, shoulders away from ears. Good. Sit back for a little child's pose here. Stretch out through the lower back. Back to a seated position. And let's come to our back. Good. We'll incorporate a little bit of Pilates now here. We'll come into that reverse tabletop with the L-shaped legs, knees hovering over the hips, belly button in, and we'll start to pump the arms here vigorously. Rapid breathing through the mouth sounds like. Now, if your neck is a bit sensitive, you can't keep chin towards chest. One hand can support your head and the other arm can pump, okay? Let's keep this going. If you want a bit more, feet straight up, toes pointed. Shoulders higher off the floor. Good, keep it going. We're approaching that 1 minute mark. Good. You could rock a bit back and forth, or you could rest and take a nice long pencil stretch, whichever feels better for you. Good. Interlace hands behind head, belly button draw it in. Now bring the feet closer towards you, right? So knees bent, feet planted down, about hip distance apart. And you'll press hips up here, engaging glutes. Lower hips down, inhale. Do a crunch, exhale. Shoulders back down, hips up. Hips down, inhale. Exhale, crunch. Good, now keep crunching. Inhaling as you go down, exhaling as you come up. Linking breath to movement. Really hug the belly and press lower back into the floor. Good. Relax, head back down. Right hand is going to keep holding your head. Figure four, left over right. Left leg over right. Belly button in. Oblique crunches. Inhale down. Exhale up with a twist to your left. Shoulder moving towards knee, right? Opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Or sometimes you might do a little elbow to knee motion. But try not to cheat and bring the knee here too close to you. Okay, keep that knee away. Exhale, try to get up more and shift more towards it with the shoulder towards the knee. Okay, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Left hand supporting your head, neck. Right figure 4 across. Knee away, hips down, lower back press down. Inhale. Exhale, up and twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Slowly come back. Hang on to the legs. Rock back and forth. Let's come to a modified boat pose, Navasana. Beginner level, hold legs if you need to, shins parallel or feet could be a little bit lower. Upright posture, shoulders back and down, belly button hug it in, chest up, neck long. So try not to do this and tense up through the trapezius and the scapula here, right? Shoulders back and down. Those that want a little bit more, arms parallel as you hold. If you want a bit more, extend through the knees here, feet point away. Good. Bending knees, cross legs, step feet back, downward facing dog, stretch it out. Nodding head, yes, shaking head, no. And you could hover to plank position, lower down, lazy upward facing dog. Easy with the lower back here. Just a stretch through the abdominals again. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and come to our neutral tabletop position. Hands about shoulder distance apart. Really ground down through the palms here, right? Notice the shift of the weight into the hands more. If your wrists need a little bit of stretching, feel free to give them a little stretch if you need to, right? Top of the hand pressing down maybe, or any other hand wrist stretches that you have. We'll come right into Chakravakasana, extend left foot back, belly button draw it in, pressing hands evenly into the floor, and then shifting weight into the left hand, right hand reaching forward, neck long, look down, actively sucking the belly. Extending through the heels, square up the hips here. Good. Now point through the left toes, energetic toes extending, pointed away. Inhaling. Exhale, opposite elbow, opposite knee, or forehead, knee to forehead. For 1. Exhale, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Ujjayi breath or more Pilates type of breathing, right through the mouth. 9. 10. Hold. Maybe knee to forehead. Really compress here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes back, hand comes back. Pick up that left hand, shake it out a little bit here. Make a fist, circle it around just to release a little tension out of that wrist. If you need a top hand sort of pressing down here and stretch the forearm through the wrist, do that. Just be gentle with the wrist, and sometimes keeping a little bend in the elbow and curling fingers towards your wrist will help you relieve some of that tension. Good. Shake it out. Back to neutral Dvipada Pittam, neutral table position here. Extend your right foot heel back. Press floor away here. Really cat out of the lower back. Belly button draw it in. Neck long, look down. And Chakravakasana, sunbird pose. Extension through the heel. Shoulders even, neck long. Left hand reaching forward. energetic, pointing through the right toes. Inhale. Exhale, opposite knee, opposite elbow, or knee to forehead. Inhale, reach. Contract 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Exhale and hold. Compression again, pressing floor away for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes back, knee comes back. Pick up that right hand and give it a little shake. Make a fist, circle the wrist here, circle through the wrist joint. Top of the hand can press, again, or any other hand stretch that you like. Good. We're going to go ahead now and come to our forearm plank. If you like your hands kind of triangled in the center here, that's okay. I like more of the parallel arm position, forearm position here. And now feet, knees off the floor, hip, belly button, draw it in. If the lower back is a bit much and you tend to kind of sag and drop here, then bring your knees down. Keep your elbows under your shoulders and draw the belly button in like that, right? So posterior tilt through the pelvis, Uddiyana Bandha Mula Bandha, as you engage and hold there. If you're here, you could be engaging through the glutes a bit. You could be engaging through the quadriceps a bit here as you maintain. Let the time start now. Neck long, look down, shoulders away from ears. Occasionally really flex through the quadriceps here, right? Extending through the kneecaps and the back of the legs. Almost there. Good. Just when you thought we're done, if you want a bit more, feet together, the rainbow hip drops for 20, 19, 18, suck in belly, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, suck in that belly, 10, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Your choice. See what feels better for the shoulders. Arms can come here and rest besides our legs also. Palms face up. This way we get to relax a bit more through the shoulders. And the space right in the middle of the forehead, right around near the third eye center, right? Rock a little bit left and right here, massaging your forehead. Relax a bit through the neck more. Good. Back to our neutral tabletop position. Give me a few Vidalasanas or cows and cats as you inhale. And really exhale, right posterior tilt in the pelvis, belly button in, press floor away, tuck tailbone underneath, chin to chest. As you inhale, really send the chest forward and slightly up. Really pull that belly down to stretch through the abdominals, right through the ventral side of the body or the front side of the body. Draw the shoulders back down. Eyes of the elbows rotate to face forward a bit more. Really stick that hip back and up as you inhale. Exhale, Marjariasana, cat, round back, suck in belly. Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and come to a high plank position. Now, if this is a bit much, you might lower down to the knees, okay? I'm going to do this one while we're still a little bit fresh here. So we're going to bring the feet together a little bit. Well, parallel actually is okay. You don't need to get them too close. Gradually, actually, you might even come across with the feet a little bit wider apart. I'm going to go ahead and bring the feet a little bit wider apart now. And as I keep the chest squared up with the floor, belly button pressing in, I'm going to try to raise the right hand, reach it to the right, square the chest up and hug belly in, reaching that right hand to the right. Right hand comes back, brace core, so try not to let that left side drop. Draw belly in here, reach left hand to the left. Left hand comes back down. Now you could have your hands on blocks also. Now, adjust the feet just a little bit here. Raise your left side, extension through the heel. Belly button, draw it in. Sweep that left to the left side a bit, press floor away. Raise your right hand off the floor and reach forward, suck in belly. Right hand back down. Left foot comes down, right foot off the floor. Reach over to the right a bit here, press floor away. Left hand off the floor, reach diagonally to the left. Left hand comes back, sit the knees back. Relax here, sit on your heels, shrug the shoulders a bit. If you want a little shoulder stretch, heart opener, interlace the hands behind. Come onto the shins. If you're on a hard wooden floor, something soft, maybe towel folded under your knees. Interlace could be firm, but the palms don't have to be together. Tuck tailbone underneath, draw belly button in. Lengthen shoulders back and away from the ears. This is good for your posture too, especially if you tend to pronate a bit and kind of slouch right as you sit. This opens up a bit here. Energetically, hands reaching back and up slightly. Slowly as you release, shake out the shoulders a bit. Let's go ahead and come down to our back again for another round of our hundreds. And start. Same modifications as before. If you need one hand behind the head, one hand behind your head. If you want a bit more, feet up. If you want a bit more, legs 45 degrees. This is where the lower back sensitivity might come in. So those that want to do this here, maybe kind of doing that, but then the only thing is that you can't pump your arms. So just be careful with your lower back if you come up a bit. I try to round through the back a bit more, draw the belly in more here as I pump the arms.
Remember, if you want a little bit less, you could be here. Knees bent, shins parallel, belly button in, one hand behind your head. Good. Hang on to the legs. Keep this L shape with the legs here, right? Knees over the hips. Now, as you inhale, reach back and send the feet extend. How far you go depends on how your lower back feels and how sort of firm you are through the core here, right? So be mindful of the lower back, scan if you need to, right? Belly button, really draw it in here, press lower back into the floor, okay? So we're going to inhale an extension. Exhale, hands come around, lift, really compress through the core, chin towards chest, okay? Let's keep going. Good. Hang on to the legs. Rock a bit again. Relax through the neck as much as you can. Shoulders away from ears. Or you might take a nice long pencil stretch again. When you're ready, rock back up to boat pose, Navasana. Now, left leg hover, lower down, energetic, toes pointing. Right leg reaching up higher. Right hand up, left hand down. Switch sides. Switch. Switch. Maintain the lift. This could be done with the knees bent also if you need to modify a bit, okay? Good. Hug the knees in. Take a nice passive twist here. If that feels good, sending knees over to the left, extending heels away. Come to center. Hug knees into chest if you want first, and then knees over to the right. Hips slightly to the left. And you can extend feet away here too for a passive twist. Come back to center again. Hands behind your head and belly button draw it in. Inhaling. Exhale, shoulders up. Elevate your right leg. Inhale down, keep that right foot up high. Up. 2, 3. This could be modified with the knee bent, shin parallel. As you exhale, do get those shoulders off the floor. Really draw that belly button in, right? Press your lower back against the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Foot lower down. Inhaling. Exhale, shoulders up. Raise, elevate left foot. Pointed toes, energetic reach, or knee could be bent again. Your choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower foot down, bend knees, go for a hug, or again, rock a bit back and forth. Excellent. Now, as you go ahead and have a seat, grab your block or that weighted object. If you're near a couch, you can also come in, right, your sofa, and hang on to the sort of like the bottom of the sofa or some place where you have a little bit of a grip here, okay? We're going to try to keep the block back here, right? Kind of squeezing the block together here as we draw the belly button in. And the first round, easier variation, we're going to just tuck, knees bent, and feet kind of tuck in. And with the exhales, we'll give the hips off the floor a little bit here, right? So now just visualize belly button in and exhale, press your hips up and bring them towards you just a bit. The downward motion, really brace through the core and slow down your downward motion. Don't let your hips just drop towards the mat, okay? Let's begin. Knees together. All you need is a little bit of a lift. Good. Release block, hug the knees into the chest, circle the knees around. Massage the lower back a bit. If you need to asymmetrically hug the knees in, if that feels good for the lower back, go ahead and do that too. It's always good to check in with that sort of lower back, hip, pelvis area, just to make sure if there's any tension building up, gradually we release the tension. Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and hang on to the block again. This time, we'll try to keep the feet up, inhaling, exhaling, hips up. Just a little bit. It's the downward motion. Again, you have to really control, utilize the full exhale and the contraction to slow that downward motion, right? Both the upward motion and downward motion. Let's keep going. Try to keep the head and the block on the floor as much as possible. Gradually, you'll notice head and block want to come off the floor. Good. Again, release. Hug the knees in. Now, this next move is kind of from my martial arts jiu-jitsu days. It's similar to what we're doing, except as we come up, we're going to figure for the right. We're going to shift the hips up and to the right, and we're going to drop them, right? So it kind of looks like that. And as I come back to center, I want to actually cross center and bring the hips over to the left side and cross left over right, okay? So these, in jiu-jitsu, we use these to sort of like trap in triangle or set up our triangle locks. But for now, we'll use it for core work because it's actually pretty challenging, especially once you start to really connecting breath to motion. The exhale is the figure 4 and the lift and the land, okay? So it kind of looks like this. If head needs to be down, or one hand you want to support, or both hands interlacing, you could do that. Okay, let's go. Higher, if you want more, with the hips. And slower motion on the downward motion with the hips. Hips to the right, triangle to the right, so trap to the right or figure four, but your leg is coming underneath now. It's not doing this type of figure four anymore. It's coming under, the foot is coming under the calf. Good. Back to center, rock back and forth. Navasana boat pose. If you want more, you're training more of that compression, hands more underneath the feet. Sit up tall, really hug the elbows as much as you can underneath the knees here. Bring them together, belly button in. Neck long. Maybe gaze upward towards the toes. Padachakra. Bend knees. Maybe a little pigeon stretch if you want. Switch sides. Good. Both feet step back. Downward facing dog. Bicycle it out. Or settle into your down dog. Get a nice stretch here. Feel space between ears and shoulders. Feet parallel, hip distance apart. Nod head, yes. Shake head, no. Good. Hover to your high plank position again. Left foot again flies and right hand reaching. If you want a bit more here, exhale, knee to elbow this way. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Inhale, extending. Exhale, contract. Reach, inhale. Contract. Reach, inhale. Contract. Inhale, reach. Exhale, contract. Sides change here. Right hand down. Left hand up. Right foot up here. Reaching. Superman sort of plank. Inhaling. Exhale, opposite sides. Reach, inhale. Exhale. If you're balancing on the ball of the left foot, it's a little bit harder. Good. Come down to your forearms. Dolphin plank hold, or forearm plank hold. Time starts now. If you need to lower the knees, go ahead and do so. Relax head here, shake head no. Nod head yes. Almost there. Good. Go ahead and come up here. Come to a standing separate leg stretch. Just so we could release through the shoulders a little bit and stretch out the legs a bit at the same time. Okay? So similar to our Prasarita Padottanasana stance. Imaginary line connecting your heels. Keep a soft bend in the knees if you need to. Soften through the shoulders and relax. If you want to bring the hands over behind, interlacing and send the hands up and overhead. Good. Slowly, as you release, move a little bit dynamically, left and right, bending through the knees. And then have a seat, again, facing forward. Okay, feet down. Come to the back here, rock back and forth a bit. Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and lie flat, take a nice long pencil stretch. Now I'm going to keep the block in the right side. I'm going to start with the right hand, so block holding right hand. Left hand extended to the left here. Palm could be facing down. Okay? Energize through the left toes as you extend and elongate and come up. And you could do this with the knee bent if you choose to come up this way. So this way easier, straight leg, a little bit more challenge. Inhaling, exhale, block towards the foot, shoulders off the floor, crunch belly button. Inhale down, exhale 2, keep going, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flex toes towards you. See which one feels better. 8. 10. Come back down. Pass block to the left hand. Right hand over to the right. Energize or modify like you did on the other side with the knee bent, your choice. If you're doing more of the knee bent, it's more of a bicycle, right? Except your opposite side leg stays down. Let's begin. One, 2. Try to sit up more, shoulder higher. 4. 6. 8. 9. 10. Good. Hug knees back in. Wrap arms around. Maybe hold opposite elbows if that tighter squeeze feels better here. Press lower back into the floor. Belly button draw it in. The knees, the shins pressing into the arms to release through the lower back, right? Like we're shifting our lower back and tailbone sacrum towards the floor. Apanasana. Good. Now, we'll come back to the same position. We'll interlace, we'll put the right hand behind right head and keep the right bent here 90 degree, okay? So, same side, oblique crunches, exhaling knee to elbow, Try not to bring the knee in to shorten the distance between the two. Keep the knee over the hip here, right? Try to lift higher and engage. It's not about, again, kind of perfecting this. It's more about exhaling and engaging, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Inhaling, exhale. So with a little bit of turn to your left, keep shoulders away from ears. Five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. First, relax the right leg, shake it out a little bit. Left hand holding the back of your head. Knee again over the hip here, shin parallel, belly button in, inhaling. Same side, elbow to knee. With a little bit turning, looking to your right. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down. Another nice long pencil stretch. Breathe here. Stretch it out. Good. For our next move, hands underneath the butt here. For those with more sensitive lower backs, this variation will give you a little bit of a lift and it supports the lower back just a bit here. Just visualize that lordotic curve, your lower back arch. You want to flatten it out as much as you can, right? Otherwise, you can start to strain your lower back as we hinge through the hips and bring the feet down towards the floor, okay? So I'm going to be here. I'm going to show you one at a time first. The 90-degree bend in the knee stays. The movement is just at the hip. Toes touching, coming back. Toes touching, opposite side, coming back, okay? So maybe shoulders off the floor a bit more, or again, I might be here to modify if I'm sensing tension in the lower back. We're going to try to bring both feet down, feet moving away and down as we really draw the belly in and not allowing the knees to bend anymore. We want the 90-degree to remain, okay? Let's go. Hold here. Press lower back into the floor, hugging belly. Squeeze the legs together. And release. Relax through the feet. Take another nice long pencil stretch. Now to keep the burn going, feet long, arms long. Exhaling, rolling up to sit here. Let's call that one the beginner one. We won't count that. So every time you come down, round through the back more, really draw the belly button in. So you're not arching your back, you're coming down. More advanced, if you're coming down straight, just be mindful with your lower back, okay? Try to keep the heels down. Exhaling up. So I'll take an inhale here so I can exhale back down also with control. If you want a bit more, a weight or a block in your hands. If the hands overhead is a bit much, you might have the hands forward here. So with control, The less momentum you use, the better. Now let's add another step to that. As I exhale and I come up, I want to elevate the left leg and try to keep it straight. Coming back down. Exhaling up. Really lift out of your waist. If that's a bit much, you might be doing knee bent. Good. Now, bend the knees, rock a bit back and forth again as you hang on to the legs. Come to a sit-up position so your feet are down. Block is optional, and hand position is optional. You'll come to a point where there is resistance, and you'll start to hold there. Keep the feet down, hug in the belly. If that's a bit much, right shoulders away from ears, and the weight, you could hold it forward, okay? Now hover feet off the floor, shin parallel, block or weight can come in, and Russian twists. Try to keep the knees, shins as stationary as possible. Maybe elbows touch the opposite sides as you come down. I mean, same side elbow touching. Draw the belly button in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Block over to the side, rock back and forth. Come to your cobra or lazy upward facing dog position for a core stretch here. Relax a bit through the hips and pelvis, belly button draw it in, pressing floor away. Feel that stretch again through the ventral side of the body. Good. If you need a little lower back stretch, sit back for a child's pose here. Option to bring blocks. Get a nice little shoulder opener here at the same time. If you want to try this variation. And the triceps and the back of the arms. I'll try to place them down here and gradually relax, head towards the floor. Good. Slowly as you come back. I'm going to put the blocks over to the side. Let's go ahead and bring our gliders now, okay? I'm going to just shift the mat a little bit back. I'm going to use that carpet side close to the camera, close to you, so hopefully you could see the movements there, okay? Shift this back a little bit here. Now, if you're on a wooden floor, your feet are going to be on the floor. You're with your socks on, okay? Tops of the feet sliding. The blocks help us to give us some elevation and sort of some place to sort of have the hands kind of hanging onto. with these cork blocks that I have, it's a little bit easier on the wrists as well. Okay, so I'm going to shift back over here. We'll start in a bear crawl position. If you're using the gliders, you probably have the balls of the feet on the gliders here. So bear crawl position, you're here pressing floor away, belly button draw it in. And start to mountain climb, keep pressing floor away, keep hugging in the belly as you do these mountain climber sliders. Don't let the chest drop, right? Keep pressing floor away. Neck long, shoulders away from ears, look down. Keep hugging in the belly. Good. Knees come down. Sit back into Vajrasana or diamond pose. Relax here. If the hands, wrists need a little stretch, go ahead and give them a little stretch. Shrug the shoulders. Excellent. Now, for our second round, we'll come back. So either you're sliding on your wooden floor or your slippery floor, or you're using the gliders. Feet back on the gliders. And then this time we'll try to keep them extended, pressing really floor away. Those that want to gradually build that sort of endurance, both through their arms, shoulders, and core, for inversions, this is a great exercise. We want to get the hips up and slide the foot over towards the block, one at a time. Okay? So now, I'm going to keep them back there. I'm going to try to bring keep the leg straight as I bring the foot towards the block, okay? And then sliding back. You really have to press and keep the hips lifted up as you do this. That one was no good. I'm going to come down because the wrists need a little stretch. I might hold the opposite wrist, open the hand, circle around a little bit this way. And give it a healthy stretch here, maybe make a fist also. Same with the other side. And the other way, you like to loosen up a bit with the hands. Our next set, we'll come to that similar type of downward facing dog position or starting in a plank position. Core compression, belly button in as we slide the feet towards us. Hips going up, shoulders over the hands, pressing floor away and looking between the blocks. If that's a bit much, you could look a little further towards the center and maybe even slightly behind you. So notice that space between your ears and shoulders. If you tend to do this and you're trying to strain, please don't strain. Just go back to the mountain gliders, okay? The mountain climbers. All right, let's begin. Feet on the blocks about shoulder distance apart. We're going to try to keep the feet together, belly button in. I'll start in a plank position, inhaling, exhale. This could also be done with a folded kind of slippery blanket and your feet on the blanket, right, on a wooden floor. do 3 more. Good. Back onto our mat. Blocks over to the side. Gliders over to the side. First, give the hands, wrists a little stretch again. Shrug the shoulders. Shake head no. Nod head yes. And if you're sweating as profusely as I am, go ahead and wipe off a little sweat maybe. All right, let's keep that burn going. We're going to go ahead and we're going to give the hands a little break, but we'll come to the forearms again here. Parallel or again, hands together is okay too. And extending feet away. Hug the belly in, okay? We're going to pick up the left side, left knee to arm or elbow, and go back. Right side as you exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just one more. 10. Good. Child's pose. Necessary right now, especially. I feel it anyway in the shoulders here. Sit the sit bones back. Forehead relax. Hands walk apart. Releasing through your shoulders a bit. Lengthen the breath and control as you sigh the air out through the mouth. Good. Have a seat. Let's come down to the back. Probably past the hour mark. So again, if you're, you need to rest or you had enough, I think it's just been about an hour. But if you want to stay with me, please feel free to do so. Okay. Just again, be mindful of your health and go at your own pace. So now I'm going to come into I'm going to sit sideways. So I'm on the left forearm right now, okay? The forearm is here, under the elbow, under the shoulder, and I'm going to keep the feet extended. I'm going to reach the right hand up, okay? Now inhale, exhale, knee to elbow. So you're doing kind of like an oblique crunch. And this is the easy variation, right? This is simple. If you've done a Pilates class before, you've probably seen this sort of variation. But we're going to change it up a little bit here. I'm going to stay up now, so my elbow and forearm is off the floor. I'm going to try to relax and release through that shoulder neck area here, through the trapezius and the clavicle and the shoulder girdle. Now I'll elevate the legs and reach the hands up. Exhaling. Right? So right hand towards the feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forearm is okay too. 7, 8, 9, 10. Try to hold. Up, 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 up. Switch over to the other side. Okay? Left hand up, hand down, or forearm down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle, circle, circle. And feet back. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out a little bit first. And then we'll come to Mandukasana, or frog, as we bring the knees apart, shins down, the toes can turn out, hands on your blocks are okay here, or you can come to more of a resting frog, right? You could be on the forearms. I'm going to press up here, belly button in. I'm going to relax the pelvis forward, relaxing through the glutes. So think soft here, right? You want to be soft, but just pressing floor away. And by soft, I mean through the pelvis and the glutes, you're soft. Hug the belly in though. And from there, you could come to a separate leg standing forward fold, right? Feet apart. Good. Almost done here. We're going to come back for our final challenge exercise over here. Back to our plank position. Belly button, draw it in. We're going to side plank on the left hand. So you're going to come facing your right. As you side plank here, elbow to knee. As you exhale. Good. High plank. Right hand to center. Turn to your left, side plank. Belly button, draw it in. On the forearm if you need to modify. Elbow to knee, exhaling. Last one I missed. Back to high plank. Just when you thought you were done, right knee to right elbow, windshield wipers. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a downward facing dog stretch. Big exhale. Back to high plank. Really press floor away. Left knee to left elbow. Windshield wipe. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Come down to the belly, chest, and the tops of your thighs. I'm going to just slide this over here. Give myself a little room for my arms to extend out. So you're going to come down, just to give the shoulders a little nice stretch too. A little bit of release. We'll come down, arms cross shape, looking to the right, left ear down. And then relax a bit here. Let the neck get in a little stretch. If you want more softer through the shoulders, you could keep the palms facing up and bring the hands a little closer to you. So just breathe soft through the neck here. Let it open up a little bit. Wiggle the shoulders away from ears. Now back with that cross shape, palms down, looking to the right, Right hand comes in. Turn so you're coming on to that left chest shoulder girdle side, on the front of the left shoulder. Your right foot, you're going to plant it behind your left ear. You could relax through the left leg, extend it. Your right hand could rest behind your back. That's optional. Palm of your hand down. Soften through your neck and shoulders. Head resting either on your mat or maybe on a folded towel or maybe on a small foam block. If you have a lot of tightness and you feel like your head is coming off the floor. If you're going a bit further, I like to wiggle my hips a little bit to the left here. Wiggle that right foot towards the center more. And figure 4 left over right here for an additional sort of twist here. It gets a little bit deeper into that shoulder side. Good. Uncrossing, slowly coming back. First, look to the left, place the right ear down, hands relax away, let the neck open up a little bit again, shoulders away from ears. If for some reason any sort of neck twist is not comfortable for you, you could have your head in a neutral position, neck neutral, forehead resting on top of your hands this way, okay? Otherwise, right side, resting, shoulders wiggle away, big toes touch, heels relax, open apart. Good. Now back to cross shape with the arms, palms facing down, right hand extended away. Left hand comes in this time and plants next to us. We wiggle the hips and start to open to the left side here. We bring the left foot behind us, behind the right foot, and plant it down. Head resting, neck relaxing, shoulders softening away. If you want a bit more, you might figure 4, right foot over left, as long as your head is still resting. Slowly as you release, coming back to center. Press with the forearms. Come to a child's pose again, Balasana. Knees closer or wider, whichever feels good for you. And if the flexion of the knees is a bit much, feel free to come to maybe an extended puppy variation instead. Good. Slowly, as you come forward again, lazy downward facing dog or upward facing dog or cobra, just to stretch out through the abdominals a little bit again. Wiggle a little bit left and right, shoulders up, back, and down. Excellent. And then let's go ahead and have a seat. And we can sort of face each other here, cross-legged or any other way you're comfortable seated. Okay, shrug the shoulders up, back, and down again. And if you rotate through the neck, just be gentle with the neck here. Be aware of any sensations that are going on. Maybe nod the head yes a few times. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Take a little twist to your right. Left hand comes across. Belly button in, soften shoulders away. Now as you come back to the center, on that same side, elevate your left hand, reach up and overhead. Sit bones down,
Shoulders, chest in the same plane. Other side. And then now as you come back, twist to your left. Sit up nice and tall again. Soften shoulders away from ears, belly button, draw it in. Shrug again a few times. Let's seal our practice. Big sweep inhale. Exhale. Palms come together, easy through the neck and shoulders. Hands float over the heart center. I hope you had a wonderful practice, energetic and safe. I look forward to your feedback. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Until next time, Namaste. Thank you again for joining me.